God's made us, human beings, a composite of body and spirit. In fact, theologian John Murray says, it's not just that we have a body, we are body. And the question, I think, for us is, well, what difference does that make in ministry to people? How does that view, that biblical view, translate into day-to-day ministry decisions? For example, I recently heard of a situation where an adult child was concerned that his father, who was under the effects of Alzheimer's disease, was sinning because he was forgetful. Okay? What about the situation of someone who is experiencing mania associated with bipolar disorder? Is that activity of going out and being on a spending spree or engaging in sexual immorality, is that a characteristic aspect of the flesh, or is that biological or biochemical? How do we understand those kinds of things? How do we understand how much people are responsible for? What's the line between can't versus won't when we're dealing with our child who has been diagnosed with attention deficit disorder? How do we make those kinds of judgment calls? I think sometimes we go in one of two extremes. We either go the direction of lumping everything in the spiritual or the sin category, with the answer being you need to repent of this, or we go to the other extreme, taking seriously the role of the body, and lump things more in the body or brain-based category. But I think in ministry and in most situations, the issue is, how can we respond to the problems that we see in a holistic fashion, in a balanced way? How do we take seriously the fact that God has made us body and spirit and translate that into real-life ministry situations where we're wrestling with what's the role of the heart, what's the role of the body, and how does that translate into ministry priorities?